Have you ever looked around at your life and thought there's got to be a softer way to live than this? Not escaping reality, but just a different way of experiencing life. More beautifully, more intentionally, more magically. Because I believe that life responds to the energy we bring to it. And so many of us are starving for wonder. A lot of us were taught to move through life on autopilot, but there is a different way to experience life. Today, I want to share what Enchant Your Life really means, why I created this community, and how you can begin to enchant your life starting today. Hi, sweet soul. I'm Kayla Moore, and welcome back to Enchant Your Life, where your life becomes your signature song. This channel is a cozy space for whimsical women who want to create a life that feels authentic, expressive, meaningful, and magical, while still staying grounded in real life. Because enchanting your life isn't about pretending that life is perfect. It's about learning how to participate in your life more consciously. Enchant your life means living awake to the idea that life is co-created beyond what we can see, and choosing to shape your everyday life through intention, presence, so that you can create a meaningful life that's alive and intentional and magical. And honestly, girl, that definition came from lived experiences. I've been through some really tough seasons in life. I had some heavy stuff I was dealing with, and I always leaned on the belief that God is always listening to me, and God is always answering my prayers in divine timing. I just believe that God was always listening to me, even if I couldn't see the answers. And sometimes the answers came through intuition. Sometimes it came through other people telling me things. Sometimes it came through a song. Maybe an answer was in a song that I heard that day. And there are just so many different ways, synchronicities, where you can get answers that you need to move forward in your life. Sometimes there are unexpected opportunities. And a lot of times, all of this divine timing and everything can only be seen in hindsight. Because in hindsight, you can see that perhaps when you wanted something to happen, it just wasn't the right time. Maybe you weren't ready, or the situation was not right for you at that time. So you really have to trust in divine timing. And somewhere along the way, I realized something. I realized that you can still see life in a softer way, even though you may be going through something hard. There are ways to romanticize your life sometimes. There are ways to live with a little bit more whimsy and wonder. Tiny things started changing me. Things like meditation and prayer, of course, and things like going outside and feeling such appreciation when the golden sunlight hits my face, as if the sun is saying hello and greeting me. Sometimes just listening to the birds singing, just paying attention to your surroundings and your environment. Sometimes just listening to music intentionally, journaling, writing songs, creating arts and crafts, just making things in my environment a little bit more beautiful and magical in my eyes. Paying attention to synchronicities, those God whispers, the 111 and 555 numbers you might see on the clock, that is just showing you that you are in alignment and that the universe is listening to you and you're not alone. Sometimes even just speaking to myself better and more softly, like I'm my own best friend. Little things like that can really make a big difference in how you experience your life. And with all those little things, slowly but surely, I began to feel alive again. So I want to talk about the philosophy of my community, the Enchant Your Life Circle. One of the biggest foundations for Enchant Your Life Circle is this idea. Life is responsive. So your thoughts, your feelings, how you see yourself, all of that affects how your life unfolds and what unfolds around you. Not as punishment, not because you have to be perfect and you have to be good. No, it's all resonance. I believe that your beliefs shape your perception shapes your emotions shape your actions, and your actions go ahead and shape the way you participate in this world and what the world reflects back to you as a mirror. It's all connected. Thoughts, emotions, perceptions, your frequency, your vibration, all of it is what makes up your perception of the world and what you become aware of in your surroundings. But I also believe that there is mystery to life too. There is timing, perfect timing that we can't explain. There is intuition, synchronicities, things that are beyond our understanding. There are moments that feel like they're orchestrated by something way bigger than us. And I think both things can exist at the same time, right? The structure and the wonder, the quantum physics and the woo-woo, right? Intention and surrender. And all of that intertwined, we can recognize and enchant our lives in that way. And although we don't have all the answers, we can play around and have a little bit more fun in this realm. So why did I create Enchant Your Life? I created Enchant Your Life because I really wanted to have this cozy corner of the internet where whimsical women can come together and be their true selves. A place where we can talk about manifestation, self-empowerment, spirituality, creativity, everything, and be our authentic selves. A place where we won't be judged for still believing that life can be magical. I think so many women have been taught to be efficient instead of enchanted, right? Productive instead of expressive. We've been taught to put on a mask, and we've been taught to be fake around certain people, like at work and places like that. We are not always being ourselves. And Enchant Your Life is a world where women can be inspired and express themselves authentically, embracing your whole self, your culture, your beliefs, your power, all of it. It's a world where women live through inspired, creative expression. It's a place where we can begin to let ourselves dream again. I wanted to create a space where we can return to ourselves. We can uplift each other and create beautiful lives, and probably uplift the emotional vibration of the planet while we're at it. Every one of us has the power to uplift our corner of the world, our family, and there's a ripple effect which ultimately is going to uplift the planet. And one thing I really want to remind you about this channel is don't be afraid to be who you really are. Don't shrink your softness. Don't hide your creativity. Don't suppress the things that make you feel alive because it might be too much or too whimsical or too weird for other people. And especially now, the world doesn't need less beauty. It doesn't need less wonder. It doesn't need less imagination. It needs more of all of that. And I believe that so many women have spent years in environments that disconnected them from who they really are, environments who never really saw them. And here with Enchant Your Life, I truly want us to return to ourselves. And let me tell you something really important, something that really, really matters. Okay, the practices that I share on this channel are not requirements. They are permission slips. As Bashar said, like all the processes and all that kind of stuff to get us from point A to point B, to get us our manifestations and all of that, they're just permission slips, ways for us to say, yes, we can do this. Remember that you don't need to earn worthiness. You're not behind in life, and you are not broken. You are a powerful participant in a responsive universe. And enchanting your life is not about escaping reality. It's about participating in it consciously. It's about asking questions like, how can I make my life more beautiful while I'm living it? And enchanting your life can look very simple. It can be something as simple as picking your favorite mug to drink your tea in the morning instead of rushing and grabbing any old cup or any old mug, right? It's about dressing the way that makes you feel alive and not caring about what other people think about how you dress, because that's your style. It's about playing music intentionally that's going to shift your emotional state. Speaking kindly to yourself. Like for me, I call myself sweetie and honey. I would be like, it's okay, honey, or you got this, sweetie. Just talking to myself like my own best friend. Or creating art, or taking a dreamy walk. Enchanting your life can include protecting your peace, believing something beautiful can happen to you. Because magic often happens quietly, kind of like the sun shining down gently on some wooden floorboards when you open the curtains. Enchanting your life means allowing yourself to even explore your own interests. Yeah, you could be interested in aliens. Yeah, it's okay to explore aliens in other realms. You could be interested in the pyramids in Egypt and different mysteries. You can be interested in the unexplained like I am. You could be just interested in spirituality, in ways to manifest your reality. Maybe you want to dive into complicated conversations, or maybe you just want to experience the simplicity of life. Enchanting your life encompasses all of that. It's a way to make you feel more alive and more involved in your everyday life. It's about noticing the magic all around you. A wonderful way to live. And I'm so happy that I've discovered it. And I want to share that with you. I want you to enchant your life as well. So, if you've been craving a softer, more meaningful, more expressive life, then you are in the right place here at Enchant Your Life. And I hope this channel feels like a deep exhale to you. As I mentioned before, my vision is a world where women live through inspired, creative expression, where your life becomes your signature song. And if that resonates with you, I would love for you to come join us in my community, Enchant Your Life Circle. I'll be sure to leave the link in the description below, and become a part of this enchanted little universe we're building together. Thank you, sweet soul, for being here. If you like this kind of stuff, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend who you believe needs a little more magic in her life. And until next time, have a beautiful day and stay enchanted. Love ya. Bye.